Alright. Now, I've done this battle a lot. And so so I know the lead by heart. That they've got the Mienfu and Growlithe. Mienfu has Fake Out, Growlithe has Intimidate, and that can be very difficult to deal with. Yeah, yeah. I need to just cheat in the runs. I mean, we're already playing with cheats on, and we're not submitting this to the World Nuzlocke Association or anything. But I think we'll just we'll try to stick to our house rules at the very least. Joe Motion's at 22 base, or not base speed, but just 22 for its speed stat. I don't remember how fast the Mienfu is. At one point I had like a dock with it down, but I can't find that anywhere. Let's see. So because of Intimidate, I'm incentivized a bit more to go for special attackers on lead. Bingo also is not going to be super effective by anything from this this lead, because I'm pretty sure that the Growlithe has Snarl, but thanks to the Fairy type being added in this ROMhack, Bingo is hit neutrally by that. Still a bit frail, and that could be cause for concern. But I think that Bingo might be a good choice to lead off. Now, for who would join him, that is another question. The Mienfu is pretty threatening to Joe Motion and Magician because it has low sweep. And that's not super high base power, but for this point in the game, I think it's like 60 or 65 base power, and that can pack a real punch. That's pretty relevant base power for this point in the game. Then on top of that, you've got to worry about that dropping your speed. He's got same type attack bonus on it. That's just bad news all around. And Tuck and Ixwonker are both kind of discouraged by the Intimidate factor. We have Malfever. We don't have anything that resists fighting other than Bingo. I think that what we're gonna do... it'd be nice to get an attack off with Bingo. The only thing is, I'm not really sure who Mienfu would fake out if I led with Malfever Bingo. And I think that having Malfever out pretty much guarantees that that they're going to use Incinerate, I believe is the Growlithe move, which is also kind of a problem for us because we've got a bunch of berries, and Incinerate will get rid of our berries. There's a lot to consider here. I think actually, considering the Incinerate, I'm going to replace our Oran Berry on Ixwonker with this Quick Claw. It might not be relevant, but it could end up being pretty important. So what we're going to do, we can avoid the Intimidate by cycling Ixwonker in on turn 1, and then we can also cycle Magician in. If we bring Magician in to Bingo's slot, there's basically no way that the AI is going to target Bingo with a fighting type move. And Malfever out makes it so that Growlithe is more likely to use Incinerate, or whatever fire move it's packing in this patch. So yeah, I think that this will be the strat. Now I gotta think about who I want to level up. The levels might not seem super important, but honestly, any marginal advantage that you can get in this battle, it can go a really long way. I think I'm going to get everyone up to at least 12. Ooh, that's really important. Getting Psybeam on Bingo gives us some extra base power for stab psychic move. That could be very important. Also, Feint Attack on Joe Motion gives us a little bit of extra base power. Now, Joe Motion's not going to be a star attacker or anything, but really we can take anything we can get at this point. Now, I think that we will bump Magician up to 13, Bingo up to 13. Malfever and Ixwalker. Okay, Flame Charge is pretty important because right now we're running off of our special attack with Ember. This lets us use our physical attack, higher base power, and this is going to be sheer force boosted. So we won't be getting the speed boost from Flame Charge, but we're going to get a heck of a lot of power out of it. In this ROMhack, EVs for the players' Pokemon work as normal. There is an additional patch that you can't get that removes EVs, but I play with them on because that's just how I prefer to do it. I've tried EVs off, and it's just not really for me. The way that the AI's teams work, though, is I'm pretty sure that there's at the very least, ROM hackers haven't figured out exactly how to be able to give EVs to the opponent's teams, but they are able to guarantee that they will have maximum IVs, and then I think they can also influence the nature. So they don't get to have EVs, but they do get to have favorable natures and max IVs. When you look at it, I want to say at level 100, or at level 50, that maxed EVs in a stat is somewhere like 32 points in that stat. I want to say it's something along those lines. It's been a minute since I did any numbers with that, but that sounds right to me. So basically, you can use EVs as the player to make up for your disadvantage and like having cruddy IVs, and these battles are tough enough as it is. So. Oh gosh, yeah, I've seen some of those Kaizo run hacks that it's like, yeah, EVs are off, and it's like they're just those are just brutal. I don't know how anyone can manage running through those. That's some incredible stuff. Now this might be a little bit of a bad call. I'm really hoping it doesn't come out to bite me, but I am going to give Joe Motion the experience share. By leaving Joe Motion at level 12 and then giving him the experience share, that makes it so that I'm less likely to get too close to getting past the level cap. So real quick sidebar on the level cap. So with the level cap, I can reach level 14 right now, but the second I hit level 15, I'm not able to use that Pokemon until I get to a point where the level cap is higher. So we're very close to the next gym's level cap, and this could end up becoming pretty relevant. But I think that that the way we've got things set up right now is probably our best shot at handling this particular battle. It's gonna be a tricky one, but I think that that we've done as much as we can to be ready for it. Just one last, gonna think through. So he's gonna lead with Mienfoo and Growlithe, and then in the back he has Axew with a lot of coverage moves, and Joltik. with some difficult to deal with spread moves. So that's what we're walking into here. We'll see how we can handle it. Doesn't matter what you say to that, but mix him up with the no response there. All right, yeah. Let's see what we can do, gang. We got Malfever and Bingo leading off for the team. I feel like there probably is a bit more of a way to determine who this Mienfoo might be faking out, but it's a mystery to me. And then this Growlithe, I think I've done everything I can to push it towards using Incinerate, but we'll see what the AI ends up thinking of. All right, bring in Magician. So we're not going to have any offense out on this first turn, and that can be frightening because they could easily run us over if we don't get some good damage output here. But I think that this is the best call. Ooh, Helping Hand. Helping Hand fake out. That's not too bad. Magician tanks it pretty well, and the Rough Skin probably not going to be relevant, but nice to have anyway. I think we'll get a Flame Charge off on the Mienfoo. What's concerning is Mienfoo is more than likely gonna go for a low sweep on Magician. I know the AI typically is gonna prioritize 1, super effective moves, and 2, moves that will kill. And I think that this is checking off both of those boxes there. So I think that we're gonna bring Bingo back in. What I'm expecting from the AI right now is a low sweep from Mienfoo on Magician slot, and probably a Helping Hand from Growlithe. So we'll see how my prediction goes there. I'd like Magician to be able to get a Water Pulse off on the Growlithe, but I just don't really know how Magician stacks up speed-wise against this Mienfoo. Mienfoo's pretty decently fast, and I really don't want to risk an easy death right off the bat. Okay, we got the Helping Hand. We got the read. Low sweep on Bingo. Don't call me Psychic. Alright, we get a Flame Charge off. I'm not really sure how much this is going to do. Okay, that's alright damage. Now, what to do here? I'm not really sure what the AI is going to want to do. Another Flame Charge will kill the Mienfoo. That could be a good way to go with this. But with Bingo, we're going to check speed stats real quick. I should have taken more note of this, but Ixwanker is generally slower, so no surprise that that Mienfoo would outspeed him. Bingo is actually slower than Ixwanker, which is a little bit surprising to me. I guess the Gardevoir Gallade line doesn't get more base speed until they evolve. Malfever's 22, Magician's 22, Joe Motion's 23, and Tuck is 19. Okay, yeah, so we don't have anyone who's like super fast. Yeah, this might have to be a gamble on on Quick Claw, but if Ixwanker gets hit by anything, I don't think that there's anything threatening enough that he's gonna have to be too worried here. But now the question is, do we keep Bingo in, or do we cycle back out? I would not expect a fire move out of Growlithe. It's possible, but I don't think I'd expect it. I really don't know what to expect from this Growlithe. It might just go for another Helping Hand. Ideally, I would want to get the Quick Claw to proc and just take out the Mienfoo, but that's not something that I can really rely on. And now that I think about it, I don't really know what Mienfoo goes for here either. I'm trying to think about what its moves are. I know it has Grass Knot, which is really weird, but I've seen it go for that, especially if I've like dropped its physical attack a lot. But then I don't remember. Oh, it's got Payback as its last move, so maybe we'd see Payback. That'd be something nice to switch. Either Joe Motion or Magician in on. I think I'm actually going to bring Joe Motion in here. If we get the Quick Claw proc, that's nice, but either way, I think Mienfoo will be gone at the end of this turn. I don't think a low sweep is coming into Bingo this turn, and then we'll have Fake Out Pressure. Yeah, we're going to go with Joe Motion. Okay, Snarl isn't too big of a deal. Both of my guys out right now have physical attacks, so that's a pretty alright turn. Payback. Okay, Payback into Joe Motion, that's fine. Alright, so we take out Mienfoo. What's worrying is I'm pretty sure we've got Axew coming out now, and this thing is a monster early on. What to do? Flame Charge isn't going to be particularly useful against either of these. One thing that Ixwalker is very good for here is he's very likely to bait Axew into using Rock Tomb, which, you know, I say that like it's a good thing, but I'm looking at our team and I don't really know who would appreciate switching in on a Rock Tomb. Let's see. We can fake out the Axew. That would give us a free switch, at least on that end. Ideally, then Growlithe would go for a Helping Hand. Yes. Then Bingo. Bingo and Malfever both have Fairy-type moves. Magician would be able to contend with Growlithe. Malfever is pretty threatened by Growlithe, but is also pretty threatened by Joltik. Tight spot. I'm a little bit concerned about the potential Snarl from Growlithe as well. That could very seriously cause problems. I think we're going to bring in Malfever because Malfever's the least likely to be useful against the Joltik out of everyone in the back. Magician also has a bit of trouble with Joltik too. We'll bring in Malfever. And we will fake out the Axew. Alright, fake out. No Helping Hand from Growlithe. Okay, we've got a Snarl on deck. Not ideal. If we go for Tickle here, then that could be useful going forward, but we've got a Fire move almost certainly coming out. I want to say we bring in Magician on the probably Aerial Ace from Axu. I don't know if Joe Motion's going to be faster than this thing. Then we bring out the Growl to try to help Magician tank a move. This is definitely dangerous, though. I don't think I have a better option, though. Let's get that Growl off. Ooh, Helping Hand. This is really scary. This could be it. Oh, never mind. Magician tanking it like it's nothing. And snacking on a berry. Alright, that is a pretty favorable turn. We're still in a not ideal spot in the sense that we really need to get some damage down onto this Axu, and we don't have a lot of ways to do that. What I'm thinking is we take this opportunity to Water Pulse the Growlithe. Let's see, Water Pulse the Growlithe. I'm not really sure if that's going to necessarily kill, but we got to get some damage down on it. And then we get another Growl off on the Axu. I think that's the play. What we're really trying to do is make one of the slots in this battle as useless as possible, so that we can not get just like focused down on one of our guys. Oh, Rock Tomb, that's gonna be rough. Okay, Joe Motion tanks it. Those Growls are already showing their worth. See how much Magician does. Not quite enough to kill, but that is still valuable damage. But we've got two weakened Pokemon on the field. Rock Tomb is a little bit less scary on Ixwanker right now, thanks to the drops that we've done on the opponent's attacking stats. You know what? I think we're going to have to potion up a bit. We're going to potion Magician, and we're going to switch Joe Motion out to... I think it's going to have to be Ixwanker. My thought here is... Let's see. The Growlithe has shown that it's willing to go for Incinerate. And I really don't want to switch Malfever into that. And then I've also got my berries on Bingo and Tuck that I'd really rather not waste. I've got the Axu at -2. I think we're going to have to believe in Ixwanker here. I think Magician can tank if he gets focused down, as long as he doesn't crit. Yeah, we'll bring in Ixwanker for Joe Motion. Good stuff, Joe Motion. I was not expecting Joe Motion to be useful for this battle at all, so really huge props there. Magician healing up. Another Incinerate. I'm glad that I went to Axu, or to Ixwanker for that. Breaking Swipe. That is a bit unfortunate. I'm going to be dropping our physical attack. We did get some benefit out of that. And it's not the worst damage that I've taken. Let's see. Now there's no way that they go for an Incinerate now, right? But maybe that's famous last words. We're also slowed down by... Yeah, we got hit by a rock tomb on Magician earlier. Oh, Mario, no, don't call me a Joe Motion hater, no. I'm like the biggest Joe Motion fan. He's got a combo video out. He's like a really sick Project M Toon Link for anyone not in the know, but he's got like the dopest combo video. Like, he's so cool. So no, we are not Joe Motion haters here. Let's see. I think we're very strongly baiting a rock tomb at Nick's Wonka right now. Let's see, Scary Face only targets one. It's tough because Magician being slower than the Growlithe at this point makes it so that we have a lot less freedom. Like if Magician were faster, then we could just take out the Growlithe easy. Or if we had something like Aqua Jet for priority, but we do not have that option available to us. Our real saving grace here is those two Growls make it so that we don't have to worry about nearly as much damage coming our way each turn. I think Magician's gonna just potion up again. And as for Growlithe, I think it's going to be Malfever. I mentioned before that Malfever is not going to be super useful against the Joltik, so I think that this is going to be a spot where we might get some value out of him. Oh, let's go. Bingo, applying to ISU. Awesome school. I've met some amazing folks from the Bloomington Normal area. A lot of them ISU students. Also, there's something about, like, I've been out on the campus there, and there's just something very calming about being there. Oh, we got hit by an Incinerate. Jeez, I was not expecting the AI to pick Incinerate against two guys that it's not very effective against. But luckily, thanks to the preparation that we did before, we were able to tank that all right. That is still really unfortunate for Malfever, though. Let's see. We'll probably have another Incinerate coming our way. Might also have an Aerial Ace going Malfever's way. Do I want to use up a turn on Scary Face? Yeah, I think we're going to go for Scary Face on the Axew. Then for Malfever's turn, he's in some danger. I think we bring Tuck out. It will be unfortunate if an Incinerate does come out, but I think that we'll be alright. Let's go ahead and bring Tuck in. Alright, we do have an Incinerate out. So we are berryless. But now we are pretty much guaranteed to outspeed Axew. Get a Water Pulse off on Growlithe. We know that Magician's going to be slower than everyone else. That could be in some trouble too. Okay, what Yeah, I think we need to heal Magician up. Tuck could be in some danger. Let's see. Hal just targets itself in this. Does not target the ally. In future generations, it raises the ally's attack stat as well, but wouldn't be super relevant, because Magician's just not really going to be able to do a whole lot of attacking with the state of everything else right now. I haven't been paying enough attention to speed stats. Tuck's not super fast, so I don't really know if he'd outspeed the Growlithe. That would be our ideal situation. If we do a Howl boost, that'll prepare us better for Joltik. Joltik could be a problem for us. We'd have to do some healing, and that risks crits. I'm not sure if Retaliate would kill from this this percent on Axew. And I don't even know if I'd want to necessarily take out Axew, because what we're really worried about right now is we don't want Joltik to be able to come in and just, like, wreck shop. I think we're gonna try to tank a hit with Tuck, and we're gonna get Xwonker healed up a bit, because Xwonker's gonna be really important for Joltik. Tuck should be able to tank this as long as it's not a crit. Breaking Swipe. There's the crit. Yeah, that's what. That's unfortunately something that that's gonna happen if you're spending that much time healing. Unfort. So now we're in a position where we have Growlithe and we have an Axew out. I think that we want to bring Bingo in because we have Disarming Voice. So I think we put out a Disarming Voice. Don't think we're going to outspeed Growlithe, but we should outspeed Axew because of the scary face that Magician got off for us. And we bring in Xwonker to relieve Tuck. Incinerate is going to get rid of our berry. That is unfortunate. Okay, not too bad on the damage though. We do get Disarming Voice off. Alright, we take them both out. Good stuff, Bingo. Now, the really nice thing with these double battles is when you've only got one of the opponents left, you have a little bit more freedom. You're not as threatened. It took a lot to get to this point, but I think that I'm just gonna heal up with Bingo. The big thing with this Joltik is it's packing Electroweb and Struggle Bug. So those are both not super powerful. I think they're around like 50 base power, somewhere in that area. But they're spread moves. And the type coverage from Electric plus Bug at this point in the game can be pretty difficult to deal with sometimes. Luckily, since we positioned it so that Ixwonker is out on the field, it means that we just have to tank one hit, and then Flame Charge should just straight up kill this, because it's a super effective stab sheer force boosted move. I think that if this doesn't kill, I'd be astounded. And since it's a spread move and it's not super high base power, I think we're going to be okay. Ooh, it also has Nuzzle, that's interesting. Alright, so there is the Terra Hex. But that's okay, because I think that we can just use Bingo to Psybeam, so then even if we keep getting Terra Hex, we're going to be able to take care of this thing pretty quick. And I want to say... Yes, okay. So, paralysis mechanics in Generation 6 and later, I believe, made it so that electric types could not get paralyzed. But we're playing in Generation 5, and this hack does not update that aspect of the mechanics. So we were looking pretty good there. Even if we got fully paralyzed on both of our guys, or something crazy like that, we would have been in a pretty good spot. Alright. So that's not the worst, not the worst Grunt battle that I've had. I've definitely had better, but I think that we had some difficult things to deal with in that battle. So I think that the team did pretty well given the circumstances. It is really disappointing that Magician ended up taking that crit, but that was a consequence of the way that that I was opting to play that. I was trying to be as safe as I could and play around as few crits as I needed to, but you know, that's just how it is sometimes. You know, it's like a 1 in 16 chance in the Generation 5 engine, and you know, if you roll that dice enough, it's gonna trigger that chance sometimes, and sometimes it's gonna be points where you really don't want it to happen. So we will send our goat magician to Valhalla, and then we will figure out what we want to do for the next gym.